So, Coach, what did you say at halftime?
Well, I said a prayer, and if I was Catholic, I'd probably had a few the Hail Marys. But I just told the guys that we're playing well, but not good enough. And this is a really good team we're playing, and we've got to pick it up second half in every category and be more aggressive defensively. And and a few other choice words that I won't say, but it was just trying to get these guys to understand what an opportunity they had, and that we were right there. Missed a few free throws and a few blockouts and a few mental mistakes, and we just get those corrected. We could have a great second half. So, it's not what's important, not what I said, but how they responded. And this team's very resilient. We were down at halftime against Baylor, and I'm reminding them of that a month ago. And so, I looked in their eyes, and I could tell these guys wanted to win, and that's what these guys went out and did, and just so proud of them.
Talk about how Kevin responded. First half, only 2 points with 2 free throws, and then he came back with a dominant second half performance.
It's Kev just really he just put it in another gear. He was just. He was close on several shots, and on rebounds they were just going off the tip of the fingers. And I talked to him at the team that that's kind of the way this game's going to go. It's just going to be a game of inches, and we've got to make up the difference. And he responded so well, and then you just saw him just grab every rebound and hit those shots. And Kevin OBrien, that second half, he put us on his shoulders and said, "Hey, I'm not going to let us lose," and had a great 20 minutes. So proud of him, and he was very deserving. He works hard every day. We know how well he can shoot, and he just took the game over.
Coach, in the second half, 51 points, 56% shooting, 42% from three, and you were running a lot of that weave action. Could you just talk about the reason for that and how that worked?
We're trying to run away from their defense is what we're but when you play a defensive team as good as Baylor's, you've got to try to move the ball and move those pieces around. And so, that's one thing we talked about at halftime. We've got to try to have more ball movement, more assist, try to get the ball through the paint more. And I think we just picked it up and just attacked more often than we did the first half.
Mark, it's always important. We've always talked about the first 5 minutes of the second half is get off to a good start.
No doubt.
And you held them to 1 of 10 on their second half shooting to start with. What did you do differently defensively to them to stop their attack?
Phil, a lot of times I'll bring that up. That first 5 minutes, second half is when we're up, and we're always talking about, hey, let's don't let a team get back in it. So, we were in desperation mode. So at halftime, we knew we had to get after it from the very beginning, the second half. But again, our emphasis was just play hard and be aggressive, and we're bigger and longer than they are. Try to get some deflections and kind of show our size more. And I thought we did that.
You started Clarence Rinaldi in the second half, and he really got you off and got you started. Had some great passes out to Kevin that got him going.
No doubt. Clarence's a guy that we can always just count on to get out and just play hard. He just, loves to sweat and move around and play hard and be intense, and that's just who he is. And he and Marcus both, those guys mean so much to this team. And Clarence had a great game, really helped us.
Coach, I asked the guys this. You guys, with the coaching change in the offseason, it seems like a seamless transition. I mean, you just beat the defending champions. You've beaten Kansas. Why do you think they've been able to make such a smooth transition under you taking over as head coach?
What'd they say?
They said because you're never comfortable. They said you'll be yelling at them
because they make me uncomfortable. No. Hey, the difference is we got seven, 8 new players, and we've got a culture that everybody believes in, and. Kevin McCullough didn't play, and we missed him, and especially late in the game when they were pressing, and he's so good with his leadership and just directing this team. And so, a lot of us, we played for Kev too. We wanted him to know that we're behind him and that we were playing hard for him. But the reason this team's so good, and the difference this has nothing to do. It's with these guys play hard together. They love each other, and we got some experienced guys, and we got a great crowd. I mean, our fans are just amazing, and they just continue to pick these guys up over and over. I think sometimes I should in the huddle just stop and just say, listen to the crowd, don't listen to me, 'cause I'll try to motivate them, but I think the crowd picks them up as much as I do, and it's just a tremendous weapon to have when you're at home, and you have a loud, rowdy student section that just loves basketball and loves their guys, and they can feel that.
Chibuzo hadn't seen a ton of, I guess, meaningful minutes in Big 12 play, and he seemed like he was out on the court when you were really able to stretch the lead. I guess, what's he been doing in practice, or what kind of went into that decision to put him in that spot?
Well, Buzo is a tremendous person, and where my office sits in the Womble is right over the court, and so I can hear everything goes on down there, and that ball, it's bouncing early in the morning or late at night. Look at it, it's Buzo. He's always in the gym. He loves basketball, and I keep saying, Buzo, you can get your opportunity. Just keep working. And there's probably a good chance he's over there right now. And in the last game he didn't play, he was out there shooting this time at night. So a big heart, loves the game, and wants to play. And I just feel like the time was right for him. We needed some rebounds. He's playing really physical right now, shooting the ball, and he had that huge basket for us. So proud of him, and he's what our basketball team's all about.
18 free throws in the first half. How big has it been for you guys this season to be able to get to the line when you have sort of those cold shooting stretches?
Well, it's, when you're not exceptional shooters or even good shooters from the three-point line, you have to figure out other ways to score, and some part of that is getting to the free throw line, also getting offensive rebounds, trying to get some steals and manufacture other points, and we're starting to shoot the three a little bit better. When you make those threes, just life's easier, so the game just flows, and you feel like a good coach sitting there on the bench, and those guys hit those threes, and it takes the pressure off of you. But when you don't, and other teams making them, the margin of error is much smaller, and you just got to work a lot harder. So that's kind of been the, our attitude, these last 2 or 3 weeks. Let's just grind it out, and let's get the points any way we can. We didn't get to the free throw line as much the second half as we did the first half, and I think Baylor looked at those stats, and they were really good at getting to the line and got us in a little bit of foul trouble about 10 minutes to go.
I know you're coming off the big win tonight, but how excited are you to see the Red Raider crowd in Austin this weekend?
Yeah, I hadn't really thought much about that until you brought it up, but that'll mean a lot to our guys, and we're going to need a huge crowd to take on a much improved and very well coached and very talented Texas Longhorn team.
And those Longhorns seem to be playing some pretty good basketball recently.
They have.
If you can look ahead, what are some keys you think to stopping them?
Well, first, anybody, you got to rebound with them. They're big, physical, they play hard, they're just great in the paint. And so, just trying to stay with them and keep them off the boards is probably the biggest emphasis.
Coach, you guys had 4 guys in double figures tonight. What does that tell you about having multiple guys step up in big moments and big games like they did tonight?
Yeah, you look at our roster, and we've got, I think everybody on the roster could get double figures if they had the minutes, and so it's something our guys share the ball, and we don't have the one go-to guy. We probably should more with Bryson. There were some times he should have got more touches, but again, he's our leader, and along with Kevin, and he just doesn't care. He wants to win, but he a lot of times he'll get a lot of his points are just quiet points, and I forget he's out there at times. But they were switching quite a bit on us. So we were trying to get it to him down low, but we didn't want to force anything. But yeah, it's certainly nice to have 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that can get you in double figures.
And kind of off of that, you've had injuries all through the season. McCullough out tonight. TJ was out for a while. Even last game against Baylor, McCullough had to come off the bench. What about this team has allowed them to stay resilient through all of that and be one of the best teams in the country?
Injuries a big part of basketball, and it's very unfortunate. And Baylor's having same issues that we're having, and every team in the country is gonna have to experience this, and it's how they adjust to it and how their team reacts to it. And our guys just we just want next man up, and we sub quite a bit anyway, so our guys understand they're going to be coming in and out, and so I think we have a little more of an advantage than other teams just because we sub so many guys in, and so they're used to playing under pressure and maybe playing fewer minutes.
And kind of how long do you think McCullough will be out for?
I don't know. That's a great question, and it's just day to day right now. So, I know he's working every day the last few days on rehab 4 or 5 times a day, and and he's ready to go tomorrow. I just don't want him to play with the crutch out on the floor, so we'll have to wait till he gets that boot off. But if I'd let him, he'd be in Austin suited up on Saturday.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.